Hello everyone, the Snowman here, and we are now at the end of the 2018-19 NBA regular season. So today I want to discuss the MVP award and the two frontrunners for the trophy, Milwaukee Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo and Houston Rockets guard James Harden. Both have great cases, but today I want to go over each of those cases and talk about who is most deserving of the MVP. The argument for the reigning MVP, the beard from Houston, James Harden, is that he put up some historic offensive numbers this season. We'll start off with his mid-season streak of 32-plus games with 30 points or more. Only Wilt Chamberlain has had a longer streak than that. He's had 9 50-plus point scoring games this season. Twice he put up a career-high 61 points. Just the sheer volume and efficiency that Harden has played with offensively this year has been amazing. In the absence of Chris Paul, in the absence of Clint Capella, when Houston has really needed it, Harden has come through. The overall numbers, 36 points per game, the 7th highest output of all time. 7.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds. The shooting splits are great as well, 44, 37, and 88. Then it gets really fun. The usage rate, 40.4, which is the second highest usage rate for a season all-time. Anyone, only Russell Westbrook, when he won the MVP in 2017, had a higher usage rate. So Russ wasn't nearly as efficient as Harden was this season. Harden's true shooting percentage, 61.7%. Hasn't dipped at all despite his workload being so much heavier this year. So that's insane. His PER, 30.6. That is a top 20 PER of all time for a single season. What he's done offensively, and then again, we have this narrative, especially early in the season when Chris Paul was out and Capella was out. This team really needed him. He is not done stat chasing by any means. All of this has just kind of been in the flow, and Harden has come through time and time again for Houston this year. He's willed them to 53, 54 wins this season, and he has definitely built himself an amazing case to win the MVP. Now for the Greek Freak, Giannis, the offensive numbers are not quite as gaudy, but still they're pretty impressive. 27.7 points per game, 12.5 boards, 6 assists. Only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has ever averaged in a season 27, 12, 5, and at least 1 block per game. The shooting splits, even better than Harden's, especially from the floor. 58% shooting percentage, and then 26 and 73. Giannis has been a nightmare to cover. He's feasting on the inside. 88% of his points this year came from either in the paint or at the free throw line. So defenders know exactly what Giannis is going to do, and they still can't stop him. The usage rate way lower than Harden's, only 32.3, so he has not really had to shoulder as heavy of a workload as the beard. The true shooting percentage, though, much better, you would guess. He has been more efficient, 64.4 there. The PER slightly better as well, 30.9, so we've got two of the top PER seasons ever with Harden and Giannis. I think the defense, though, it's just been as impressive as the offense for Giannis. 7th best field goal percentage defense in terms of defending guys at the rim. When he is the primary defender, 52.5% is what opponents are shooting when Giannis is contesting at the rim. That's 7th best in the league. Only 6 centers are ahead of him. Guys like Hassan Whiteside, Jonas Valanciunas, Nerlens Noel, Derek Favors. So you do not want to meet Giannis at the rim offensively or defensively. He's led Milwaukee to the number 3 offense this season, the number 2 defense. Again, defensively, only Andre Drummond is another player with over 100 blocks and over 90 steals this season. So Giannis, affecting balls with his length, just doing everything on the court. And look, the Bucks are the number 1 overall seed for the playoffs. His narrative for MVP is the classic best player on the best regular season team. He's got a great case as well. So decision time in terms of picking an MVP, we're really splitting hairs at this point. James Harden has had a historic year. I think 10, 20 years from now, we're probably going to remember Harden's season more than Giannis's. I really do. But Giannis, his argument for MVP, there are 0 holes. So I'm going to go with Giannis. Look, offensively, he has taken huge leaps this year, no pun intended. He's become a much better playmaker, assisting his guys and all that. Defensively, he could win Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's a really underrated thing at play here. Only 2 guys have ever won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same season. That was Hakeem Olajuwon in '94 and Michael Jordan in '88. then the team success, big advantage to Giannis in that category as well. So often the MVP goes to a 1 seed. A couple years ago when Russell Westbrook won it, that was a huge aberration when the Thunder were a 6 seed with just 47 wins. But Milwaukee has definitely had a better regular season than Houston. The consistency is there. Giannis affects the game in so many different ways. The best player on the best team. And if it comes down to a tiebreaker situation between Giannis and Harden, I think voter fatigue could play a factor as well. We don't want to see the same guy win MVP back-to-back years if it's razor-sharp margins. I think that's happened with LeBron in the past. But Harden obviously won the MVP last year. So I think if voters have just, if they need to break a tie in the end, they're probably going to go with Giannis. And that's how I feel. Harden, look, he's been more flashy this season. He's been the one-man army. He has been a juggernaut. But Giannis is the classic MVP, so consistent all year long. And Milwaukee's been the best regular season team. So I'm giving my hypothetical vote to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Please let me know who you've got winning the MVP. Leave a comment. I'd love to chat. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. Give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you very soon. Cheers.